Rough one today for the Cubs, but our crew had a pretty good time out at the Corner Taproom in Cascade, Iowa, the hometown of Colin Rea, the starting pitcher from Wednesday's game. So let's talk about it today on the Cubs Daily Podcast. Heading into this Wednesday West Coast game, the Cubs had a shot to gain some ground on the Brewers in the division and widen the gap to the Padres for the first wild card in the National League. But instead, they dropped game 2, 12-3. Pretty big loss against the Giants. They faced Carson Whisenhunt, kind of a rookie lefty who struggled in the majors. Good changeup, but really not much else in his mix. Cubs had 8 base runners through their first 5 innings against him, but just scored 3 runs, only all of those coming on a Nico Hoerner swing, which we'll talk about in a second. 2 big double plays prior to the 6th inning crushed them. The first one with the bases loaded in the first inning, 1 out, Carson Kelly grounds into a double play. And then again in the 5th inning, bases loaded, 1 out, Justin Turner grounds into a double play to get out of that inning. Really slick move by Willy Adames at shortstop to get the slow-footed Justin Turner. Unfortunate turn of events when you have the bases loaded and your 2 slowest hitters, Kelly and Turner, are the ones that put the ball on the ground, unfortunately, in these spots. But that Nico Hoerner home run was part of a pretty solid game for him offensively that's going to get buried, unfortunately, with the final score. He absolutely blasted a 3-run home run, which is not something you could say a lot with Nico Hoerner, who's just your kind of runners in scoring position, bat on ball, one of the highest contact rates in the league. I can't say I've ever seen him pimp a homer like this. He had a no-doubter, absolute no-doubter, kind of threw the bat down immediately, right after a mound visit as well. Seemed like Whisenhunt went to a slightly different modified delivery after that as well, so I wonder if Nico knew the pitch was coming, which was a fastball. Really impressive swing. Colin Rea, as we alluded to at the intro of this podcast, unfortunately not the best outing for him, but he also ran into some really bad luck in the 5th inning. Kyle Tucker throwing a ball in from right field has it go off Matt Chapman's head or helmet at first base, and it kicks all the way to the backstop behind home, and a run scored out of that as well. Just some jam shots, some things like that, eventually gets you to a line of 4 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Bullpen kind of imploded after that for him as well. Colin Rea had a 4.08 ERA entering today's game, or Wednesday's game, since the All-Star break. Another piece of this rotation that you wouldn't really expect to throw around 150 innings at the beginning of the year with a 4.2 ERA. I remember in spring we were kind of talking about him being a multi-role guy, whether it be a starter, a reliever, mix and match. You know, ideally you probably wouldn't need him to start, but unfortunately with some of the injuries like that of Jameson Taillon, which I'll talk about in a second, he has slotted in and will end up making north of 25 starts, 20 starts or so, which is really impressive because, you know, league ERA's in the low 4s and he's right around that. Didn't pay too much for him. He's kind of the guy that you just plug and play him, and he's been great. And those 2 strikeouts he had today were really important given the crew we had at the Corner Taproom in Cascade, Iowa. They do drink specials when their hometown hero, Colin Rea, pitches and records 2 or more strikeouts. And if you were watching our August 20th broadcast against the Brewers, which Rea started, Boog asked JD whether he would buy mozzarella sticks for this bar in Iowa if Rea converted a double play against Wilson Contreras in the 5th inning of a pretty tight game. And he did. Colin Rea induced a double play, Wilson Contreras grounding out and causing 2 outs there. And this blew up on social. Next thing you know, we're sending our guy Alex Cohen along with some crew to Iowa for coverage, and he chatted with Colin Rea's mother, Bridget. So let's hear about this really tight-knit community that is in support of Colin Rea.
All right, we are here from the Corner Taproom in Cascade, Iowa. Cubs taking on the Giants. We're going to get some Mozzie sticks, but before that, we're going to talk to Colin Rea's mom, Bridget Rea. Bridget, how much fun has this been over the last week? We talked about Mozzie sticks on the broadcast. Now we're out here in Cascade, Iowa, talking with you. What's this last week been like for you?
Oh, it's been surreal. Everybody that I run into talks about this, and that's what our community does. And there's really no other community like this as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah, everyone is talking about it, and just unbelievable.
This is so much fun. We're here in Cascade, Iowa. This bar is packed. Now, Bridget, I'm not going to tell you to name every single person in this bar, but of your family, who's here tonight? Who's going to watch the game with you?
Colin's brother is here, obviously, and his sisters and his wife and his dad, and just lots and lots of people that have followed Colin from the beginning of his journey, like through the minors, through the ups and downs, and my best friends are here, and it's just, people are just so supportive, no matter, like I said, no matter the ups or the downs. And we all know that people go through that. So it's just, it's wonderful.
All right, so we're here in Cascade. There's a lot of Cubs jerseys. We're also not that far from Milwaukee. Would you say that Cascade, Iowa is more of a Cubs town, a Brewers town, or some other town in between?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll get in trouble how I answer that one.
Well, you're wearing the Cubs jersey right
the
now.
Cubs, absolutely the Cubs, yeah. But it's not, I was thinking about this today. It's not just about the ball game tonight. It's about our community. It's about raising money for a certain cause. And just what Zach has done and Carla down at Happy Joe's and Grace's Place has done, and what the whole community has done for everyone. It's just so nice, and we're so grateful, and we're just so thankful for everybody that has come out tonight.
All right, one more final question before we let you duck out of here. We talk about the mozzarella sticks, the cheese sticks. At Happy Joe's, it's a 6-4-3 deal in which you can get a small order of mozzarella sticks for just $6.43. All right, rate the mozzarella sticks 1 to 10. What's your rating?
Oh, definitely a 10. No doubt in my mind.
Perfect 10. Bridget, thanks so much for coming on with us. And also, let's have fun tonight. Colin gets a start against the Giants, and we appreciate you inviting us into your community.
Thank you. Thank you for coming out.
That cause that Bridget is talking about is the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Our guy Alex Cohen, who's voice of Cohen 2 on Twitter, had a screenshot from our broadcast talking about how you can buy a shirt that says 643 equals mozzarella sticks for everyone. Makes a lot of sense. There's a QR code in there. You can buy a shirt to support. All the proceeds go to charity. Really cool initiative by them. And awesome to hear about that community and support of Colin Rea throughout his career, which has been a really impressive career and one that I think everyone there would obviously be very proud of. Some other news and notes today before we get out of here. Jameson Taillon goes on the injured list with a groin injury. Seems like it stemmed from his start Sunday, which he left early for precautionary reasons, as we found out after the game from Craig Counsell. He actually threw off a mound. Taillon did on Wednesday, said he felt really good. All seems kind of preventative, trying to get ahead of something in case it kind of compounds into something else, is what Jameson Taillon said in his pregame presser with Taylor McGregor. Javier Assad recalled. He made 3 starts before being optioned back down. Really strong his last time out in Anaheim. And tomorrow, the Cubs are going to go for the avoidance of the sweep against the Giants. And they're going to have a tough time doing that against Logan Webb, who's going to get some Cy Young votes this year, one of the best pitchers in all of baseball. But Shota Imanaga is on the bump, so maybe a chance. 2:45 Central Time start. We will see you then.